So with our right high box drill, now we're going to be looking at from our shield position where we can take the stick away. And like I said before, we can use the snake on both the left side and the right side. So we're going to be snaking, but we'll be going the other direction. When we did it before from the roof, we were making, if you're looking at the face of a clock, that's counterclockwise. Your arm was going in a counterclockwise circle as we wrapped over his arm. This time as we do a shield, we're going to step forward with the left again, and you'll find we're going to do a clockwise circle. Right? We have to go the other direction. But we can take his weapon away the same way. So from the shield position here, we've done the strip where we reached into the hand, right? So I'm still checking at that hand. But what I want to do this time is as you step forward, just let your fingers come over his wrist, come under his arm, come right back over his arm again. And we're just doing this little circle thing with your hands. That's why they call it the snake, right? The fingertips are kind of leading the direction that we're going on as we do this. So, Thomas, you want to show him the snake? Let's see the snake. Come on up. So, if he's given me this downward, he's cutting to this side, and I'm having to use this shield position here, right? To do the snake here, let's move a little more, to this side. To do the snake, my fingers are leading the way. As I step forward, I want to come over, under his arm, and I want to keep this up, right? It won't do me a whole lot of good. I blocked it here, move this out of the way, I start to do it, and right? He starts hitting me with it. So I want to keep that shield in position, and it helps along the way. So but the left hand does most of the work. It comes down, and I just kind of guide around his stick, and just keep circling. And just keep.
I'm guessing there's a takedown every time you take a stick.
There will be. Yeah, it's coming. But for now, we're just taking the stick away. So from this position here, from the shield position here, I want to keep contact. Don't lose contact with the stick. But the left hand is really doing the work. It comes, as I step forward, I want to go over his wrist, the back of my hand, but I lead with the fingers. Comes down, and now the fingers are going to come back over the wrist this way. And keep circling. Now it's coming out of his hand. Now what's important to remember here, this elbow, you may be thinking now a big hard pop. Yes, that will get it out, that will fling it out, but I've seen many people pop it out that way and throw the stick right into their own face, right? So you want to keep most of the action in the wrist. Don't let it come to the elbow where you're flipping your elbow up real high. Because if you flip that elbow up real high, it will kick the stick out a lot harder and faster, but it may kick it right back into your own face as you do it, right? Well, you try it here. From the shield position, there. Your other hand comes in, and you're using the back of the hand here, and keep that pressure there as it comes down. Now let the fingers lead the way here. Come over, keep circling, and then you just keep circling right there at the wrist. Keep circling
so
right
like
there.
Sticking hands
It's like sticking hands. You're like sticking to it and just kind of circling it through. But their hand can only go so far before it's starting to release the stick at the same time. So we're going to look at that one now. From the shield position, doing our inward snake. Last time was outward. Now we're coming inward with that same motion to disarm. So let's try that with the right side high box drill. All right, so for our high box, the right side high box drill, that shield can do the snake, right, going inward with it. Now we're going to look at from the roof position. That will be your step 3 on this pattern. From the roof position, we're going to vine, right? So think in terms of like in the Matrix when Neo was getting shot at and both hands coming up, right? That's a little exaggerated, but it's kind of what we're going to be doing. The roof comes up. Right? It's doing this big sweeping upward. The other hand, which we come up anyway to check, but think of it coming all the way up. And then that circles, right? And this one circles. And if they're making concentric circles this way, again, that's exaggerated, but that's essentially what we're doing here. You're going to intercept the stick and then come up and meet the hand. And just like we did the vine, where our inside sweep, we slid down the stick. From here, we're checking, we're coming up the stick, right? Coming up this way to grab away from his hand. Bring the other stick around, and we're going to use the puño end coming up to his wrist. And at the same time, both of them kind of peel down this way. So as this strips, you'll have both sticks, and you'll be ready to come in with what we call a scissoring move or a cruzada, where the arms crisscross. That's where you'll have the sticks at this point, boom, and you can crisscross bringing them in. So starts with the roof, this other hand comes up to meet. I'm sliding up the stick to grab. The right hand here, as soon as I'm grabbing here, is going to start coming around, because once I meet the other side, I'm both of them peeling down this way, right? Making two big concentric circles, right? Peyton, can I borrow you for our display of what that looks like? Now he'll be doing an angle 1 this time. He'll be hitting this side, right, for me to be in the roof position. So I meet his hand first. I don't want to go down to the end. This is the fastest moving part of his swing, right? So it'd be real bad idea to try to grab that out of motion. I want to stop it first here. That other hand checks and slides down, sliding down to the other end. This one's going to come all the way around to where his wrist is, where the puño is. I'm coming across his wrist. And I'm essentially going to, this time, instead of using, last time we used the stick as a lever, this time I'm going to use my own wrist as a lever. I use the puño to hook his wrist, and I use my own wrist this time to peel it out. And now I have both weapons. And I can come back in with the crisscross, right? Crisscross attack that way. Why don't we switch angles here? You come where I'm standing here. I'll come around this way just so you can see the same thing. So he's sitting down here. Stop it first. Hand comes and checks. I'm sliding down the stick. This at the same time has to come to the other side, just like the last time with the vine. I'm using the puño just to kind of hook at his wrist, keeping my wrist close to his, but I'm going to fold his stick across the back of my own wrist this way. And it peels it free, right? The puño kind of hooks it out. And now I've got both weapons, boom, ready to come right back in with an attack or the follow-up. That is the vine here from that roof position. And it's making a bigger circle here. So it's like the right hand comes, the left hand comes, it grabs. The right hand comes, then the left hand comes down. Right, left, right, right? I'm making these circles. It takes a little bit of practice to kind of coordinate that. But that is the vine from the roof position. So we'll practice that one off our flow pattern. And then we will look at the outside sweep. And I want the puño hooking here at the wrist. I'm using my own wrist now as the lever, peeling it out. And I use the puño, the pressure here, kind of turning that angle at the same time to peel it free that way. So this still isn't, it's not dead, it's not sitting there, it's doing this too. It's kind of hooking his wrist that way while you peel it out at the same time. And that'll peel it free that way. Okay. All right, good. So now for our right side high box. We've looked at the shield and how we can snake. We looked at the roof and how we can slide up and turning the wrist, do that vine, take both weapons. Now we're going to be looking at that outside sweep, right? That outside sweep pattern here, boom. Much like before when we were in the shield position, we turned the puño and we did that strip idea. From the outside sweep, there's some similarities. My hand again is going to grab that thumb, same way, so that I can peel it in much the same way. Again, I want to be able to grab that thumb in a way that you can just peel it off, so he's having to hold it with 4 fingers. It's the thumb that allows you to grip the weapon. So if you ain't got a thumb to grip it with, right, you don't have much of a grip. And that's the idea. We're peeling back at the meat of the thumb so that they can't grip it tight from this outside sweep. It's just grabbing there. This one again, using the puño side, but more of this part of my hand, or what we call a hammer fist. The bottom part of the hand is going to hit down along the stick, right where it meets the hand as we peel it out. So instead of it rolling where it's already connected and you strip, this time you're hitting through, all the way through. It's like doing a downward hammer fist to break it out. And of course the puño could be, if combatively, I'd be hitting into his hand, right here. There's a nerve also right there in the web of your hand, kind of thick into the web of your hand. You pinch on that and it kind of hurts and it tingles a little bit up on your arm too. That's the spot you would want to hit with that puño, smash right onto that, right? So practically speaking, combatively, I would grab and boom, we'd be hitting the hand too as I strip it free, right? So yeah, to see that one here, Thomas, why don't you be my guy this time? I'm going to be back here. So this time you are hitting that, you're cutting the neck. This is the neck cut one. Yeah, the flat one coming out that way, right? And again, I want to stop his here, but if I just stop it out here, he can still follow through that way. I want to stop his hand too. That's why when you're doing it here, it's blocking and I'm checking that hand at the same time, right? Bringing it all the way across to stop his force, and it should stay on the right side of my body. It shouldn't pass over to the left, right? So as I meet that force, that's important. I'm stopping it with that other hand. This is grabbing, just reaching right over his hand to grab here, and I'm essentially doing this with this wrist that way. Same time though, this one pulls up, and I'm gonna hold it, his stick's horizontally, I'm gonna keep it horizontal. And I'm gonna hit downward, hammer fist. But right where his hand and stick meet, at the same time I do this. Boom. Almost hammering it out of his hand that way, right? So he's got it horizontal, I'm coming down vertical, and boom, we just crisscross as it frees it up, right? So again, as he's hitting this side, I'm blocking, grabbing that hand. I'm gonna hit down here as I turn this at the same time. Boom, it hits right out that way. And of course, I'm set. Come back with a hit that way. You'll see this one too, right? Some of the takedown stuff's coming along the way, right? So if we're in the pattern there, here, and catch, I want to catch at his hand best I can, right? Grabbing that thumb. You're peeling and you're hitting down at the same time. That is the strip defense for that outward sweep that we're going to use. Striking defense here, essentially a downward hammer fist. And again, I'd be hitting with that puño right into that nerve of the hand, which also could be breaking the metacarpal bones in the hand as well, right? It's going to do a lot of damage. That's why we want to keep that puño. Puño is a good weapon to have. So let's give that one a try next.